Hello, welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I want to talk about reverse engineering. And I may have talked about this once before, but I was in a conversation yesterday evening, and I was listening to two gentlemen talk about how they are always on time because they know that if they want to do this at this point in time and they're here, that they have to do all these steps in between and how long it's going to take them to do each step. And so this is how they work. And it came up that maybe it was part of their training for their jobs, which is possible. And this is something that I do a lot as well, reverse engineering. But I'm not very good with it with the time. So I, excuse me, I know that if I want to get to here, that there are, X number of steps in between. And I know which steps affect other steps. So I'm used to looking at things, say, on a Gantt chart. And I can put all the pieces in place, and I can tell you, what order the steps go in, and I can tell you which steps have to be done before other steps have to get done, and so on and so forth. That part is no problem for me. But figuring out how much time it takes to do each step, that's where I run into trouble. Because generally I underestimate, even when I give myself extra time. And when I do overestimate, and I find that I have an extra spare 10 minutes or something before I say I have to leave the house to go to an appointment or something, I will try to put something into those 10 minutes. So, and then that 10-minute thing will probably take 20 minutes and makes me 10 minutes late. So I do try to not do that. I'd say I'm probably about 50-50. And yeah, I cram a lot into a day, and I thoroughly enjoy living that lifestyle. But I also know it can be problematic when you're not on time for things. Now, if it's an appointment, generally speaking, I'm in time. If I have a doctor's appointment, or I have a massage is sort of hit and miss a little bit, I have to admit, because then it comes on to me. So if I have an hour-long massage and I'm 15 minutes late, then I have a 45-minute massage. But it doesn't affect the time for somebody else. But I'm really bad for things like if I'm going out for lunch with friends, I could be 15 minutes late. Or if I'm, and it's not something that I'm proud of. And it's something that I'm continually working on to be stronger with. So I try not to take that 10-minute block that I have then. I tend to try to leave the house when I have that spare 10 minutes, get to where I need to go, and then work on something, because there's always something I can be working on to fill in that time. So I'm getting better with age, but I'll be 61 tomorrow, and it's been a long road. And my friends who know me well and love me regardless, I thank God for them every day. They call it Brenda time. I'll be there at 12, which means in my mind I'm going to be there for 11:30, which means I'm often there at 12:15. Anyway, but this conversation that I was listening to these two gentlemen having last night was really interesting, because they're really regimented with their time, like really regimented. And if I could figure out how they, and this is a conversation I'll have to have with them for another day, but if I could figure out how they can figure out how long it takes to do something, that is the key. If I could figure out that one key, I'd have her knocked. So how are you with time? Are you regimented? Do you reverse engineer things, or do you just sort of say, okay, I need to get these 3 things done in a day, and then I just check them off, wherever, or, how do you schedule your day? I guess that's the question. That's what I'm using for today, guys. Have a great one.